guys, welcome back to my live. It's been a minute. I am glad to be here on this live. Drum rolls. So in today's live, I'm going to be creating an orange makeup look. This was requested by my subscriber, so you have to go check my yellow makeup look. I did that yesterday, and today we're going for orange. I'm excited, guys. I am excited. Well, let's see. Welcome, guys, to my live. Welcome to my live. Welcome to my live, where you get to have fun and learn about makeup. I know you get to learn about so many wonderful things on my life, so you should be here. Grab a popcorn because you should be on my live. Welcome, guys. Hi, welcome to my live. Today's live is a special live because I am making a subscriber requested look, and I will be doing an orange eyeshadow, orange blush, and possibly orange lipstick, and then we're going to be doing a trivia. So without further ado, I'm going to get into this video. So first of all, I always like to prep my skin before I do my makeup. So I've gone ahead and I've applied my moisturizer. So I will be applying a primer, then I will spray my face, and then I am ready to do my foundation. So I like to use this primer, the Milk Hydro Primer. I like to put a little bit on my skin, and I use my hand to apply this. So the function of a primer is basically to give your skin smoothness, to make your skin smooth, and to make sure that your product is sitting on your face for the remainder of the time that you're going to be wearing your makeup. So if you're going to be wearing your makeup for 24 hours, by applying your primer, it's going to ensure that your makeup stays in place for at least 16 hours, right? So it's good to always wear your primer under your makeup. So I am doing this, applying it to my skin as so, and then I am blending it into my skin. So I apply the moisturizer and I let it sit into my skin. I let it absorb before I go ahead with the primer. So this will ensure that your face is well prepped before you go to your foundation application. So if you notice that your makeup hasn't been sitting well, you probably didn't prep right. So getting the right prep will give you the perfect finish for your makeup. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start my foundation application, and then I will start this trivia, guys. So we have like 4 trivia questions, and I have gone ahead to split them into 10s. So we're gonna have 4 different ones. 2 are about makeup, and then the rest are general trivia. So I would like you guys to participate in this trivia. So if you're watching my live, say hello in the comment section and I will shout you out. All right. So the first thing I like to do is to get my foundation ready, and then I apply it to my skin. So I am mixing 2 foundations. This is the brand I always use, the Sephora in the shade 50N. I like to mix it with this product called V Beauty, and then I mix it in Maroon 8. So this is what I apply on my face. I'm sure there's so many great foundations out there, but you can use what works for you. This is what works for me. So I'm just taking my foundation and I'll be applying it on my skin like this. I like to apply it in little, like in the little part, the head, and then I will do my signature thing to make this blend, and it's simply putting a setting spray over your foundation. This helps it to blend really well. So I like to take this. This is Garnier Rose Water Spray. So this is what I'll be spraying on my skin. So now that I have sprayed, oh boy, I'm going to press in the product into my skin. Welcome to my life, guys. Give my video a thumbs up. Give my video a thumbs up. So say hi in the comments if you're here. Say hi, and tell me, where are you watching from? I'm watching. I am shooting from Canada, Sudbury, Canada. So where are you watching from? So I like to make sure that every part of my face has gotten the product. Then I go ahead and do my contour and my highlight. Come on guys, where are you watching from? So I like to bring the product to my neck. As you can see, my neck is really going through it. This period is, I have like sunburned, you can see. So I like to extend this to my neck as well. And then any part that I see that is lacking, I will go ahead and apply some more. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to contour my skin. And to contour, I'll be using that same V Beauty brand, just a little bit. And then I'll be taking the bottom of my beauty blender and I will be blending this out on my skin. So this is just a shade, just one shade darker than me, so it doesn't look like it's much. It doesn't look like anything is happening, right? But then it is happening in real light. Let me take the light back a bit. Maybe it's gonna make it any better. No, I don't think so. But anyways, this is actually it's actually there. It's very, very light, just because it's one shade darker. But you can go ahead and use like 2 shades darker for your contour. So you can use a concealer that is 2 shades darker. I usually use like a foundation to do my contour, just because I like that is very blendable for me. So yeah. So after I have done this, I will go ahead and put my blush. And then after applying my blush, I set my whole skin. So the brand that I like to use for my blush is the Rare Beauty. Just give me a second, guys. So for some reason, I can't find my Rare Beauty blush, guys. So I think I'm going to use powder blush to do this makeup. So while this is setting into my skin, I'm just going to take my highlighter and I will be highlighting my under eyes. So pay attention, guys, because this is going to be part of the trivia. So these are the places that you highlight: your chin, your cupid's bow, not necessary, but people like to do that, your nose, and then your forehead. Then under eyes, these are the places that you highlight, whereas these are the places that you contour. Why? Because you're sculpting your cheekbone. If you do like this, there is a bone there, so you're trying to make it a little more pronounced, because your natural skin, actually you can see where your contour area is and you can see where your highlighted areas are. So that is what we're trying to do when we're contouring and we're highlighting. We're highlighting this part that the light touches, and then we're contouring this part that doesn't necessarily get a lot of light. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take my concealer and I will be highlighting those places that I have mentioned. Guys, where are you watching from? Please tell me in the comment section, where are you watching from? So I like to take this and blend it out. After blending it out, then I go ahead and apply it. So I like to use a beauty blender to do my application. You can use a brush if you're comfortable with it. Of course, do that. I use both anyway. Sometimes I use just the beauty blender, sometimes I use the brush, but I'm feeling like using my beauty blender. So Then I am going to be applying this here. Then I'll be applying this here. And that will be all. So this I'm going to let it sit out and dry just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and do these ones. So I'm just blending it all out so that I can remove the excess product. This is what I'm doing. Then I'm going to be using this. So I like to press this into my skin. Perfect. And this is what is going to give me that seamless blend. So keep pressing until it looks good. Then I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Blending it all out, pressing it, pressing it, pressing it until it's well blended. Just pressing this and pressing this. So I keep going back and forth. If I see that I need to adjust my contour, I'll just take the bottom of the beauty blender and I'll go along these lines and I will be doing my contour. So I step back, look at it a bit. It looks good. Then I will be going into this corner. So it's always advisable to do this last because you may have like fine lines, or just because that place could easily crease. So you do this last, and by doing so you are letting your concealer to sit out a bit so that it gives you like a full coverage. So if you notice that when you apply your concealer, you just go ahead and blend it and it's not giving you that effect, it's probably because you're not letting it to sit out on your face and dry a bit before you blend it into your skin. So do this last so that it has had time to dry just a teeny bit. However, if you're using a very like a quick dry concealer, if your concealer dries really quickly, you might want to work very quickly. This one is slow, so I am taking my time. But if your concealer dries quickly, you want to be done by now. So I like to go ahead and move this up here and I press it in. Then I go here. I press this into my skin. I like to look up so that I can get into those corners. I like to move it up like this. Then I will be looking up and I'll be doing this one. But just before I do that, I always say get your setting powder, translucent powder, whatever powder you have, your translucent powder or your colored setting powder, get it and keep it by the side, because once you blend, you're not going to waste time. You're going to go in immediately and set it. So I'm just going to open this up and then I'll quickly blend this in. And now I'm going to be pressing it in. I love the way it's looking. I'm going to look back. Does it look good? I think it does. Then I'm going to do the side. Just pressing it, pressing it, pressing it. Then I'm going to be taking it to the top of my eye. So immediately I go in with my setting powder. I like to dab it on my skin before I apply it. You should be pressing in your setting powder, not just placing it, but pressing it in. Looking up, making sure to get those parts. Do the same here. Blend it all out. Look up, pressing it in, and pressing it in. This is what gives your eye that seamless finish when you apply your makeup. If you go ahead and just set it immediately, you're going to get it looking nice. However, if you have like fine lines under your eye, you see that your concealer has settled into the fine lines. But don't worry, if that happens when you do your application, you simply take your blender, blend it all out, or if it has dried, you touch just a teeny bit of concealer there again, blend it all out, and then go ahead and go in with your setting powder so it can be fixed. So I'm just making sure that everywhere is well set. So this is the first place that you set with your powder, whereas this is the last that you blend in. Last place to conceal and the first to set. So I'm going to step back, look at it, adjust it if I need to. And then I'm going to keep blending. So now I'm going to take this powder and go through my T-zone. So if you are new to makeup or if you've never heard the term before, this is your T-zone. Your chin, your cupid's bow area, your nose, up to this part is your T-zone. So I like to go ahead and use the setting powder to set my T-zone. And then I'm pressing in. I'm going to take this as well, go along my nose. Hi guys, please tell me, where are you watching from? I am making this live from Canada, so let me know, where are you watching from? So I'm just going to keep on pressing it in until it looks good. And then I'm going to be using my powder to contour. Now taking my powder palette, I will be contouring my face. I like to use the powder palette like this to contour my face. It's from the brand V Beauty, and I will just be taking a brush and I will be contouring. I like to pick my powder, tap it off, and go in with it. Go on to the top. Hold to the top. I'm just doing this like this. Remember, you applied powder concealer, so you have to set that. So I am just setting it. I'm just setting it. That is what I am doing with my contour or my bronzer. So you set your contour with the bronzer, or if you have like a dark shade powder, you use that. In my case, I have a dark shade powder, so I am using the powder. But if you have like a bronzer, of course you should use it. Now I'm going to be applying my blush. Now because the theme of this look is orange, I will be using my orange blush to get that orange look. And my skin is actually warm. Like, I have a warm skin undertone rather. So the orange blush actually looks very good on my skin. So in this video, I'm going to be using my eyeshadow to do this, just because my blush palette actually has like it's orange, but it's more like a peach kind of color. I don't think it's orange, it's more peach than orange, but I want an orange blush, so I will be using my eyeshadow palette to achieve this orange blush. So I'm just dipping it into my palette and I will be placing it right here. Just placing it ever so lightly. It's good to work in small amounts. Don't pack lots of product onto your skin. Just keep working it in until you get what you are looking for. So I like to tap it. So already I am loving the outcome. It's looking really nice. So I'm just going to touch it just a little bit, and then I will go to the next one. I think it looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same for here. I'm just tapping it ever so lightly. So this is what you call your skin work. We're doing the face, sculpting it and putting it in, doing all the things we need to do to get it looking good. So that is what you call skin work. And then I am just going to keep on tapping this until I get the same kind of effect here, and then I will go ahead and set the rest of my face. Remember, we applied foundation, so every other part of the face that hasn't been contoured or highlighted needs powder, right? So I'm going to be setting the rest of my face with a powder. Okay, it looks very warm and I like it. So taking a powder brush, I'm going in with a powder shade that matches my skin. So this I am taking, and I'm just tapping it on this part of my face, bringing it all down to my neck, tapping the rest of my face, just tapping it ever so lightly, tapping it. Now if you don't set the rest of your face, you are going to end up having lots of shine, and that shine is because you haven't set your face right. So that could end up being a problem in the overall result of your face. You might have one place being all shiny and the rest of the face just looks matte kind of, especially when you want a matte look. So always set the rest of your face. So I'm just going over with that powder shade. Just going over with it. Guys, give my video a thumbs up. Thank you. So this is what I am doing. All right, the moment you've been waiting for. So our first trivia is going to be just general knowledge, right? So I'm going to be asking first about the general knowledge, and then the next will be a makeup trivia, the next will be a food trivia, and the final trivia will be makeup. So we have two trivias that are just makeup, and the other ones are like food and random things, right? So if you're ready to start this trivia, stay ready in the comment section. Okay. So now that I've gotten this looking all nice, the next thing I like to do is to get my brows ready. And whenever I want to draw my brows, I like to have a bit of gel just handy. Now what this does is that it helps my brow to stay in place. Now it's just the regular got-to-be glue, and I take just a teeny bit and I'll be using it for my brow. I like to take a very little portion of the gel, and this is the amount I'm taking. It's really small. And then I will be using a brush and then applying this. I like to kind of smudge it out, just a little portion. Do this and then I start. So first thing I like to do is to brush the hairs in place. This will get it to sit well. The best thing about using your gel is to get your brows like to really stay in place. I find that when I use them to do my brows, they stay in place, they don't move. And that's the best thing that I like. I don't want someone touching my brows and they're like wiping away, right? So this helps it to kind of sit in place. But then the downside of this is that you might have like a sticky residue or your gel will be peeking through. So what I like to do when I have done this is I like to pick my setting powder and just a very little bit. I'll be blending it out and then I will be setting the brow as so. And this is a very good hack for keeping your brows in place. And you don't have to pack a ton of product, just a little goes a long way. So I'm going to be doing the exact same thing here, taking just a little bit of the gel, brushing this all the way. I'm going to be brushing this all the way, making sure it's staying in place. I'm just going to keep on brushing it until I am satisfied. So my brows are actually growing out just a little bit, so it's beginning to become difficult, but so far I can still work with this. So this is what it's looking like, and I will simply do the exact same thing, taking my setting powder, dusting it out just a bit, and then I will be setting this. Now this will get the brows to sit in place. Now when that gel dries, it's going to also like set because I have set it with the powder. So you don't have to have that shiny gel looking through your makeup. So then I like to use a pencil. If you have a brow pomade, it's perfect too. But I like to use a pencil because it works for me, right? So the best trick to using a pencil and getting your brow that perfect like shape and whatever is using a very sharp pencil. I like to make sure I get like a very nice tip on my pencil before I go in with it. Now I like to start from the middle. I find that I have more control when I start from the middle. And I'm just following the shape of my brow. I'm not overdrawing, I'm not underdrawing, just following the shape. And then I will just be touching it up lightly in front. I like to be very light-handed with my brows. So when I get to the front, I release the pressure in which I'm using to hold the pencil. So it's the same thing. I go to the top. I follow the hair pattern, and I will be doing this on my brows. This is what I am doing. Guys, where are you guys watching from? Say hello in the comments, guys. Say hello, I don't bite. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. And then what I like to do is just to mimic the hairs of my brows. Like so. Like so. Ever so lightly. Do the same for the corner. Then I go back with my brush. I really like the way it looks, so I am not going to touch it any further. I'm just gonna look through. Does it look nice? I think it does. Now I'm gonna go to the second part. Once again, I'm going to be getting my pencil really sharp because I want it to be as light and as natural as possible. Getting the very sharp pointy edge again. I will be drawing this one from the bottom. From the bottom like so, following the hair pattern. I am not overdrawing, neither am I underdrawing. I am just following the pattern of my brow hair, and I am going to be doing this. I'm coming to the front, I'm just pulling a little bit. I like to be very, very light-handed in front, like I mentioned. And that's it. I'm going to go to the top. I am just touching this ever so lightly. And I am pulling it down. So this brow is actually always stressing me out, but then not too bad. So your brows are sisters, they're not twins. They're not identical twins, they're sisters. So it's okay for one not to be the same. It's perfectly fine. Okay. I'm just gonna try to fix that corner. And I think I am okay with this. Then I'm going to mimic the hairs, drawing it upwards, step back. I think it looks nice. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna go back with my brush. I'm gonna go back with my brush. I'm just brushing it ever so lightly. And I think it looks good. All right. I'm gonna wipe off that excess gel and I'm gonna go ahead and start. Okay. So before I do that, I just put a little bit of like concealer on my palette. This is a mixing palette. I like to have it for my applications so that I don't mess up like my hand and mix so many colors, because that is a possibility. So I just put it on the palette and I use it because I tend to mix a lot, so this saves me a lot of time. So I like to put just a little bit of product on here. I'm taking a brush. I like to use a rounded brush for my concealer application. You can also use a flat brush, perfectly fine. So I like to go under. I like to take this just because I have product on my skin and I don't want to move it. So I'm starting with this one. And I will just be concealing under. And pulling it down, all the way down. So I like to use like 2 shades of concealer, one light and one dark. So this is the same shade that I use for my under eye. That is what I am using here. I'm just pulling it downwards into my eyelid. And then I like to wipe off the brush. I just make sure all the product is gone. And then I will be going into the darker shade. And this is a trick that I learned because I found that it makes the brow appear more natural, right? So I learned this from someone. I don't even remember, but I learned it from someone. So I think it's Laifa Beauty, if I'm not mistaken, on YouTube. So yeah. So I am just pulling this in here. and I will be pulling it downwards. Pulling it downwards. I'm going to the corner and doing the exact same thing. Just pulling it inwards. Just here. And that is all the concealing I will be doing. And I'm going to be taking a brush and blending this all out. So I like to start with the darker one first, and I just blend it by tapping it in like so, tapping it ever so lightly. And I'm going to be doing the same thing here. Now I'll be feathering this one all out. And this brow is done. Hi Amanda, welcome to my live. Whoop whoop, you are the first to comment. Hi Amanda, I'm happy to have you on my live. Are you ready for the trivia? Are you ready? So this is how I blend it all in. I step back, look at it, it looks good. Then I will go to the next one. Amanda, where are you watching from? So I like to just apply some of that concealer to the under. Like I said, I start with that one and then I go into the darker shade. I'm just following the same line. Now we do this just to clean up the brows, so it's not important. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to do it. I don't do it all the time, but this makes a ton of difference because it makes your brow appear very, very clean. So it's a good thing to do for your brows. I stay in Sudbury, Canada. Okay. How about you? Where do you live? So this is what I am doing. Ever blending this in. And now I'll pull the rest down. Just going to adjust any part that has like a little bit of mistake or excess products. I'll just be using the brush to go in there. Now remember wiping it off, and I'm going in with that dark shade. Oh no, I don't speak Portuguese, I speak only English. And a little bit of French, but not Portuguese. So I like to do this to this part. And then I will be blending it in. So this is like the most important part, because when I've gotten my brows out of the way, then I can go ahead and do every other thing that I want to do. You can always draw your brows first, especially if you are not comfortable with putting your brows on top of like your foundation and all that, so you can do your brows first, but this works for me, so I stick to it. This works, this works, this works. So the first trivia question is, how many continents do we have in the world? How many continents do we have in the world? Okay, this looks good. Leave your answer in the comment section. So this is what it looks like. I really like it. So I don't necessarily touch the upper parts because I try to make it as clean as possible so that I don't have to. So this is looking nice already. So I think I'm done with this. So I'm just going to be wiping off my palette, wiping off my hand of that excess product, and then I will be going ahead to start my eyeshadow. But just before then, I will be contouring my nose to get it out of the way. Now to do so, I like to take my palette once again, and using that exact shade that I use as my bronzer, I will be using this to contour my nose. I like to tap it off, and I will just be doing this light-handed as possible. Just picking a little bit of product and going in from here. So if you observe on my nose, there's like already some natural light reflecting to show me where to contour, so that is perfect. I'm just following the lights basically. So I like to pull it down just a little bit, like so, tapping it off. You should tap off your brush when you pick up your powder because it's going to help you not put excess products that you struggle blending. So this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do this other side. Just following the natural light. Touching this again and going back in there. So I don't like to take it all the way in. Like I feel like this is just good. It gives it that pinched effect. To me, I find that this is like really realistic. So I like to move this up into my brows. Do the same here, just put it into my brows. So I feel like my contour is almost good. So I'm just going to look closely and adjust it if I need to. Just adjusting it wherever I think needs adjusting. And then I will just be pulling it along the side. Okay. All right. I think this looks nice enough. And then I will be pulling back to look at it. I think it looks good. It's not too harsh. So this will make it easier to like blend in when you're done. Then I will go ahead and put some concealer on my eyelid before I start the eyeshadow. So today's look will be just, let's see, I think it will be 2 colors or 3. No, just 2 colors. I'm gonna be using orange and black. I'm gonna, with the black, I'll be doing like a smoky effect for the eyeshadow, and then I will be putting an orange on top. So I put on just the right shirts to match my eyeshadow. So when I apply my concealer, I like to use the brush I used to blend, and I just press it into my skin. I like to press it, press it, press it, press it until it dries and it looks seamless. So I like to keep on tapping it and it's until it has blended in completely. Now this just helps to take away any darkness that is happening on top of your eyes. So, oh boy, doing this helps you to just even out the tone on your eye, and then you can go ahead. So I like to do this before I even apply like my eyeshadow primer. And this can also replace an eyeshadow primer. Like if you don't have an eyeshadow primer, just taking your concealer and pressing it on your eyes will make the colors pop. So this is perfect. This is just perfect for that look. So the next thing I will be doing is priming my eyes, and then this look can start. This eyeshadow look can start finally. So I'm taking the Ben Nye Clown White eyeshadow primer, and I will be placing it on my eyelid, just as so. And then taking in my brush, I will be blending this all until it has gone to the right corner. So I'm just blending this all in. Now what this is going to do is going to make this eyeshadow very vibrant. You know, it's an orange eyeshadow look, so it's going to make it very vibrant. I'm just tapping this in. Tapping it, tapping it, tapping it until it has blended in completely. Guys, I haven't gotten any answer yet for the first question. How many continents do we have in the world? So I like to tap this in. And now this looks great. I'm going to go ahead and do that for this one. And I will be blending it in with the brush. You can use a really tiny brush, beauty blender to blend your eye. It's not compulsory that you have to use a brush, because some people might not be as good with the brush, but if you have the little beauty blender, that is perfect for this eye. So I'm just tapping it until I have gotten it where I want it sitting, and then I will start with the transition shade. Now before I do that, I'm going to get my setting powder, and then I will be applying it just on the bottom to catch any fallout. I will be picking in the setting powder just like this, tapping it off, and then I will be placing it here to catch any fallout from my eyeshadow. And then I will be going here just to clean out the nose just a bit. Then I will be placing the excess here. be taking in just a bit. And then I will be placing it under my eyes. Hi guys, welcome to my live. Where are you watching from? So I'm just placing it in here. Notice how I'm not extending it out. I just want it here. So I'm placing it just where I want it. Now, any fallouts I have from my eyeshadow, this is going to pick this up. Okay. So the first thing I would like to do is use the black eyeshadow. I'm still contemplating, should I use like a brown or a black eyeshadow? What do you think will look really nice with this orange look, guys? Let me know in the comments. A brown, a black, what are we doing? So let's see. I'm picking my brush and I will begin to apply. Let's see. I think a black should be good. So I will be applying a black liner and smudging it out with an eyeshadow. So I like to use this ruler pen. This is what I'm using. So this I like to smudge on this corner of my eye, like so. And then I will just be pulling it gently in here. Then I will blend it out. So the first question of our trivia is, how many continents do we have in the world? If you guessed 7, you were correct. So this is what I am doing. And the 7 continents are Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, Antarctica, what's the other one? Asia, Africa, Europe, Antarctica, Australia, America, yeah, North America and South America. So there you have it. If you guessed 7, you were right. Great job, guys. Great job. So I am just using this black and blending it all out. So I'm just doing this lightly. I'm pulling it so that it's gonna have that upward, like very winged effect. So I'm taking this and pulling it out ever so lightly. So now that it looks nice, I'm just going to be feathering it out in front. Just pulling it out. On this, I will be placing the orange eyeshadow. Now I'm going to start with like a dark orange eyeshadow. I'm going to be applying it to this corner, and then I will come in with a very light orange eyeshadow. So we're gonna be picking this up. So I will be picking it up with like a brush. Guys, this is like a very dark orange and I don't like this brush I picked. I have to get another brush. So I'm taking the dark orange and I will just be placing it in here. And I am just blending it all the way. I am going to be blending it into that black, just like so. So this is giving me like a red look. Wow guys, that is not good. So I will be going in with a lighter orange and I will be placing it all over this one. And the first shade I like to believe is like kind of like a burnt orange kind of color. And then I will be placing the orange on this one. This is going to give us that orange effect. And I'm just going to place it on top of that one, just because I don't like that it's looking red. So I'm placing this on top. This is all going to come together, guys, when I use the brush to blend it all in. So this is what it's looking like. So your placement matters because it is what is going to let, when you place it just correctly, you have enough room to blend it out and smudge it where you need to smudge. So taking back that eyeshadow brush that I used to pick the black, I'm going to pick the black again. And I will just be blending it in to this one. Now I'm just brushing this ever so lightly, lifting it up. Just a little bit. And if you feel like it's going all over the place, don't worry, we can clean that out. I'm just gonna keep on blending it in until I get my desired look. So I'm just blending it in, blending it, blending it. And then when I am satisfied, I will go ahead and use a brush and smudge it out. It's kind of like a winged eyeliner. So to clean the edge, I like to take the flat surface of the flat part of the beauty blender and pick up my powder, just a little bit. And now I am going to be giving it that effect, just cleaning this all out. So you don't necessarily need tape. This could just fix it for you. Now this is the part where I use my blending brush to blend this all out. And I'm just grabbing that blending brush, touching it on my orange shadow, and then I am blending it out. I'm blending this corner into that black. And I'm just going to be doing this in circular motion, fixing the top. My second trivia, guys. What is the tallest mountain? Let me know in the comment section. So, what is the tallest mountain in the world? If you guessed Mount Everest, you were right. It is Mount Everest. So I am just pulling this in here. And now that I have blended it into that black, it looks really nice. I'm just blending the top. This is a very cool, easy look. But then I don't feel like the orange is really pronounced, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back with that orange and try to get more of it in there. Okay. I guess when I take a picture, it's gonna come out really pronounced. Right now, it's looking very subtle. But I love because you can easily wear this anywhere. Okay. And that is it for this easy eyeshadow. Simple. You take your black, smudge it out, then you apply your orange. So my third question is, what is the largest desert in the world? Let me know in the comment section. Largest desert in the world. So I like to go with this pencil. And I pick this up. This is my black liner. And then I will be smudging it here, just like I did for the other one. I'm just going to be creating like a very little winged liner. This I will smudge out to give us that effect. So just ever so lightly. Guys, the largest desert is the Sahara. If you guessed the Sahara Desert, you were correct. So I like to smudge this out with a brush. And then I will go in with the eyeshadow. Then I'm just going to be going in like so. Watching the angle, I will just be smudging this out. So just a little goes a long way. Remember, this is black, right? Black has like a mind of its own, so be careful when you're using your black. Alrighty. Oh boy. So the next question on this trivia is, what is the largest ocean? in the world? Let me know in the comment section, guys. What is the largest ocean in the world? If you guessed the Atlantic, you were wrong. The largest ocean is the Pacific. So I'm going to be picking the dark orange just like I did for the first one, and I will be placing it just on top, like so. Just like so. And then I will be using a brush to smudge this out. You just need two colors for this for this eyeshadow, orange and black. So I'm taking my brush and I'm just blending this all out. I'm blending it, blending. Just blending it out like so. And I am just continuing to blend. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the lighter orange in the inner corner, like so. And this I'll be using to blend out the darker orange to diffuse it. I'm just placing it on that dark orange. And then I'm placing it all over. So what year, the next question is, what year did humans land on the moon? Where are my smarty pants? Let me know in the comment section. What year did humans land on the moon? Alrighty. If you guessed 1970, you were wrong. If you guessed 1960, you were wrong. It was 1969. So I'm just blending this all out. Okay, right now this is getting there, but we have to keep on doing some arm work. So we're gonna keep on blending it until we get the same result. I'm just placing this all over like I did for that one. Placing it, and then I will start blending it all out into the top of this one. This I will keep placing, and then I will blend it all out in the top. Okay, we're almost there with this eyeshadow. Just placing it all over. So my next question is, what is the official currency of Nigeria? What is the official currency of Nigeria? If you know, let me know in the comment section. Okay. If you guessed dollar, you were wrong. If you guessed francs, you were wrong. And the official currency of Nigeria is the naira. Okay. We're almost done with the first general trivia and we're going to go into makeup, guys. Keep your answers coming. All right. Just blending this all out. Going ahead to touch this where I need to. So I'm going to go back again with that black and I'm going to be pressing it in. Okay. Just diffusing it in at the corner. Just doing so. And I am just cleaning this edge off. Remember, we have to make them the same. So I'm just cleaning this one off. And then I will be doing the same trick using my setting powder to get that one straight as well. So I like to go like so. And just place it there. Just placing it there. And then I will go back with my brush and I will diffuse this. Just diffusing this into that black, or diffusing the black into the orange, just to get it having that seamless blend. And again. Blending this all out. And this is looking nice and I am pretty satisfied. So I noticed that this one, the black is just a little bit more in the inner corner. So I'm going to try to clean that out. Alrighty. This takes time, guys. Just because you have to blend it in until it looks really nice. So be patient, don't rush the process, and you will have a very nice result. I like to blend upwards in like circular motion. And there you have it. This eyeshadow look is good. And I really love it. I love me some smoky eyes. All right. So the next question, guys. Which language has the most native speakers? Which language, guys? How many languages do you know? How many do you know that have a large amount of native speakers? Which country has the largest amount of native speakers? If you guessed America, you were wrong. If you guessed Greece, you were wrong. If you guessed China, Mandarin Chinese, you were correct. That is the only language that has a very large, that is the language that has the most amount of native speakers. So if you guessed Mandarin, you were correct. All right. So I don't have any orange glitter, but let's see what we can work with. Let me see if I have like a glitter that will make this pop. Maybe, oh, I do have gold. I'm just gonna pick this up with a brush and I will be placing it in here. But it's not giving me what I want, so. Not exactly what I wanted, but I think we can work with it. Just gonna get that brush and press this in. Just cause I am not satisfied, guys. I'm not satisfied. I love glitter, so I want glitter. I'm just gonna put this on top because I don't think it's doing anything for me. All right. The final question for our general trivia is Africa a continent or a country? Let me know in the comment section. Is Africa a continent or a country? What is your answer? Say your answer in the comment section. If you guessed country, you were wrong. Africa is a continent. Good job, guys. It was awesome learning the answers with you guys. So now we're going to go ahead and go into our makeup trivia. So the first question for the makeup trivia is, who is the founder of Rare Beauty? Now, if you have been on my live for a while, you would know that I'm always talking about my blush. My blush is the Rare Beauty brand. So who is the founder of Rare Beauty products? And you can find Rare Beauty in like Sephora, so yeah. Who is the founder of Rare Beauty products? This is my Rare Beauty blush. I'm always raving about it. So who is the founder of this brand? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know. Let your answers keep rolling. Let your answers roll in. Let your answers roll in. Who is the founder of Rare Beauty? So now I'm just going to take my brush and I will be dusting this excess off. Just doing this gently. I'm going to take that brush that I used for the top and I'm going to come and do the bottom of my liner. And I will just be smudging this out under here. If you guessed Rihanna, you were wrong. Rihanna is the founder of Fenty Beauty and Selena Gomez is the founder of Rare Beauty. If you guessed it right, good job. If you answered right, good job. So, the next question. If contour is for this region of your face, What do we call the product that we put under the eyes? What are the products that we put under the eyes? What is it called? There is a product that we put under the eyes to highlight the eyes. What is that product called? Let me know in the comment section, guys. So I'm just smudging the bottom just lightly. Okay. If you guessed concealer, you were right. We use the concealer to highlight under our eyes, the T-zone as well. So good job, guys. Good job. So now I'm taking in the lighter brush and I will be putting the orange shade in the inner corner of my eyes. So what is the name of the product that we use to contour our cheekbones and our forehead? What is it called? If the highlight is if we use our concealer to highlight, what do we use to contour? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know. If you guessed bronzer, you were correct. We use our bronzer to contour. All right. I think this looks nice. So we use our concealer to highlight and we use our bronzer to contour. Good job, guys. Good job. So I'm just picking a golden pigment and I'm putting it in the inner corner just to make this eyeshadow pop. I'm doing the same for here. Placing it in that inner corner, and I think this is popping already. Thank you, guys. Give my video a thumbs up if you have stayed up to this point. Thank you for staying on my live and participating in the trivia. We have more questions to go. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my mascara and see, I will be applying it to my eyes. So our next question is, what is the product that we apply to get our makeup to stay in place? What is it called? We have two answers, guys. It could either be in powder form or in liquid form. So what is the product that we apply to get our makeup stay in place? What product do we use to get our makeup to stay in place? What is the name of that product that we use to apply to get our makeup to stay in place? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. What is it called? You might have heard it before. So what is that called? What is that product that we use to get our makeup to stay in place? If you guessed setting powder, you were correct. If you guessed setting spray, you were also correct. So use a setting spray to set the makeup in place so that it stays for a really long time. That is the function of the setting spray and the setting powder. If you remember when I did my highlights, I set my face the same with the rest of my face. I set it with the powder. So we're setting it so that we can give our makeup longevity. So I'm just going to be putting mascara. And then I will get my false lashes ready. All right, we're moving, guys. We're moving. Ooh. You've heard of the product MAC? This is our next question, guys. You've heard of the product MAC? MAC Cosmetics. What does the MAC mean? You probably even have a MAC cosmetic in your makeup kit. What does MAC stand for? MAC. What does it stand for? Let me know in the comment section. The MAC in MAC Cosmetics. What does it stand for? Okay. Wow, my eyelashes are really looking full. It don't usually happen, but I love. So the MAC means Makeup Art Cosmetics. I know, guys. I didn't even know for the longest, so I wouldn't have guessed this right. But MAC stands for Makeup Art Cosmetic. So whenever you see your MAC products, now you know what it stands for. When you see MAC Cosmetic, you know that it is Makeup Art Cosmetic. We're on a roll, guys. Keep answering in the comment section. We have so much more questions to answer. All right. I almost don't want to wear false lashes. I feel like my lashes are already standing out. Okay. So now to get all of this craziness going under my eye, to get it fixed, I like to take my powder puff, get a powder, and I will be pressing the product into my skin. You heard me right? I will be pressing it into my skin. Now you don't want to be sweeping it off because you're going to be moving the product. So I like to take a powder shade that is close to my skin, and then I like to blend it into my skin. And pick it up, dust it, and then now I am pressing it into my skin. I like to press it in. Just pressing it in. I like to press the rest of it in. Just pressing it in until I am comfortable with what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing here. getting a powder, and I will be pressing in the product into my skin. Guys, oh, it's really quiet in here today. Guys, say hello in the comments. And then I'm just pressing this in. I'm just pressing this in. You have a better chance at pressing it in than blending it off. All right. The next question is, what color corrector do we use to fix red spots or red blemishes on the skin? If you were my life yesterday, you would know this because I spoke about this. So let me know in the comment, guys. What color corrector do we use to cancel out the red blemishes on the skin? If you guessed red, you were wrong. If you guessed orange, you are wrong again. We use the green corrector to cancel out the red blemishes. So this is color wheel theory. I spoke about the color wheel theory yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, go and check my video. You would see me talking about the color wheel. So we use green to cancel out the red blemishes on the skin. So if you guessed green corrector, you were correct. Okay. I'm just gonna keep adjusting this until it looks really good, and then I can go ahead and spray my face. Okay. Now I'm going to go back with my blush palette, and I'm going to be reinforcing my blush just because all that powder has toned down the blush. So I'm going back in with my blush brush, and I will just be applying my orange blush. So if you remember from yesterday, I said that orange is good for warm undertones. As you can see, orange looks good on my skin because I have a warm undertone. And I said that we can use the pink for cool undertones. So that is something to note. And then we can use mauve for like neutral undertones. So having a good idea of your color wheel could also help you in makeup. So I hope you remember that. If you didn't learn anything today, at least just remember that you can use orange on warm undertone, and then you can use pink on a cool undertone, and then you can use a mauve on a neutral undertone. So yeah. Good job, guys. We're rolling in. So the next question, guys, is which country is famous for shea butter? Which country is famous for shea butter? If you know the answer, let me know in the comment section. I'll give you a hint. The country is an African country. So which country is famous for shea butter? If you guessed Senegal, you were wrong. If you guessed Nigeria, you were wrong. I mean, Nigeria does have shea butter, but then the country that is famous for having shea butter is Ghana. If you guessed Ghana, you were correct. So I'm going to go in with a liquid illuminator and I will be applying that on my cheek. Just going to go through this. So this brand is called H&E, which stands for Hegai and Esther. It is a Nigerian brand. It is a Nigerian brand. So we have two types of spray. I've already spoken about the setting spray, so I'm gonna ask, what is the last spray we spray when we're done with everything on the face? You can only spray it at the end of the makeup. What is it? If you know, let me know in the comment section. So I'm just going to be using my beauty blender and blending this illuminator all out. I'll be applying this to my cheeks just to get that high shine. I'm going to be applying it to those areas. Just tapping it in. You can see how shiny it is. It's just shining through like the blush. This is how I want it looking. I'm going to come here, take a little bit of it. Go back into that liquid highlighter and I will be applying it to my forehead. So this is optional though. Sometimes you can go out without applying like a highlighter, but some days I feel like it gives you a very nice glow. So it's a good step, but it's not compulsory, right? Alright, we are done with the makeup trivia and now we're going to go in with the food trivia. Drum roll, guys. Okay. Just touching this highlighter here. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of the liquid highlighter again, just because I want to apply that to my nose. Just taking a tiny bit, applying it to the back of my hand. And then I will be using a tiny brush to apply this. I'll be using a flat brush actually to apply this. Because my flat brush is slim enough and it's going to give me the right, it's going to place it just where I want it to be, so yeah. Okay, I'm just picking in that product and I'm just placing it here. Ever so lightly. I'm just touching it just a little bit. Okay. Then I'm just putting it all the way here. I'm going to be using my beauty blender to just diffuse it here. Touching that product in again, I'll just be placing it again. So there you have it. All right. The first trivia for our food trivia is, which country is famous for chocolate and chocolate and cheese, right? Chocolate and cheese, not chocolate and sweets. Which country is famous for chocolate and sweets? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Which country is famous for chocolate and sweets? And cheese, my goodness. Chocolate and cheese, chocolate and cheese. Which country is famous for chocolate and cheese? If you guessed America, you're wrong. If you guessed Canada, you are wrong. What country is famous for chocolate and cheese? Guys, if you guessed Switzerland, you are correct. Switzerland is popular for chocolate and cheese. You know, have you ever had like Swiss chocolate, Swiss cheese, you know, right? That is the country popular for that. Now, sushi. Let's talk about sushi. Our second question is about sushi. What is sushi traditionally wrapped in? Let me know in the comment section. What is sushi traditionally wrapped in? You know, like the dark leafy thing that wraps your sushi? What is sushi traditionally wrapped in? If you know the answer, let me know in the comment section. What is sushi traditionally wrapped in? What do we use to wrap sushi? Okay. And because this is like an orange look, I will be creating like an orange lipstick. However, I do not have orange lipstick, so I will be using my orange eyeshadow palette. So I'm just transitioning first, and then I like to line my lip whenever I do my lipsticks. I like to line it first, and then I go in whatever I want to apply. So the answer to the question is seaweed. Sushi is traditionally wrapped in seaweed. So if you didn't know, now you know. So I'm just applying this, and I will be using a brush to even it out. Okay. Sushi is traditionally wrapped in seaweed. I didn't know that, but now I know, and now you know. So I'm just taking a brush and I'll be diffusing this. I'm just blending it into the lip liner. I'm just blending that all out. Okay. Now for the fun part, I'm going to be taking my eyeshadow And I will be blending this all out on this lipstick. I'm going to be applying my eyeshadow on this just to give me that orange effect. Okay. This is already turning out so good. I love it. Okay. So I really want this orange lipstick to pop, so I'm just gonna take a bit of my white concealer and I will be putting this all over my lip just because it's not popping the way I want it to. Now it's gonna pop really well. I'm just going to be using my brush to blend it all out. I'm blending this all out because so that when I apply the orange, it's just gonna stick. Now for the fun part, guys. For the fun part, we're gonna be picking the orange eyeshadow and we're gonna be trying this again. It's gonna give that nice ombre effect. I really like the look right now. It's really popping. I'm just placing that all over. This is giving like a very nice ombre effect. I love it. Okay. So I kind of like the way it looks with the white inside, so I might just be putting a little bit of white to give it some life. And then I am just placing this. So the next question is, which city in Canada is famous for inventing or creating the poutine? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Poutine is basically like is a dish made with gravy, with cheese curds and fries. If you've never heard of poutine, this is what poutine is. This is basically a very thick meal. It's pretty heavy too. So, which city in Canada is popular for the for inventing the poutine dish. If you answered Saskatchewan, you were wrong. If you answered Toronto, you were wrong. If you the correct answer is Quebec. So Quebec is famous for poutine, although there are some arguments there, but feel free to do further research. All right, guys, I'm gonna be taking that white and I'm just gonna be putting it inside, like so. I'm just gonna be blending it to give me that ombre effect. I've never worn a lipstick like this before, so this is very new. It's all too new for me. I kind of like it, but it's really new. So I think this is complete. I'm gonna go ahead and I will be putting on my lashes, my falsies. Okay, guys, this is the fun part. But just take a look at this. I really love the way the orange is. Like the eye is like a dark burnt orange, while the lip is giving like a very bright orange, like my what do you call it? It's like an actual orange. So I love it. I just love it. So I'm gonna be taking these lashes and I will be putting it on this look. So I'm gonna prep my lashes. And the next question I will be asking, the next question for trivia is, what kind of nut is used in Nutella? Nutella is basically a spread that can be used for bread, for many things, right? What kind of nut is used in Nutella? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Is it peanuts? Is it almonds? What kind of nuts are used in Nutella spread? What kind of nuts are used in the Nutella spread? If you guessed almond, you were wrong. If you guessed peanuts, you were wrong. The right nuts contained in Nutella are hazelnuts. Hazelnuts are used in Nutella brand. So if you guessed hazelnuts, you were correct. Good job, guys. I'm just preparing my lashes and trying to get glue on them. And then I will set them aside to dry just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. First one is set. Okay. So what syrup, the next question is, what syrup is Canada popular for? What syrup is Canada popular for? If you know, let me know in the comment section. What syrup is Canada popular for? It's so popular in Canada, they even have the leaf on their flag. So, what syrup is Canada popular for? If you guessed golden syrup, you were wrong. Canada is popular for maple syrup. If you guessed maple syrup, you were right. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, let's go a little international. So, what country is very popular for the naan bread and biryani? What country is popular for the naan bread? If you know, let me know. What country is popular for their naan bread? What country is popular for naan bread and biryani? Let me know in the comment section. If you guessed Portugal, you were wrong. If you guessed Ghana, you were wrong. The country that is known for naan bread is India. So naan bread is a flat kind of bread. You basically get served with chicken curry. So yeah, it is India. India is known for naan bread. I'm pretty sure other cultures too might have naan bread, but India is most popular for naan bread. Okay. The next question, guys. Are we ready for this? Okay. What African country is famous for their jollof rice? Jollof rice. When you hear jollof rice, is present in a lot of West African countries, but what country is very popular and known for their jollof rice? If you know, let me know in the comment section. So I like to blow down on the glue so that it can dry quickly. I like to grab a mirror just so that I can see, and then I can do my application of the false lashes. Guys, this is not as easy as it seems. Okay, false lash application going on. Nigeria is known for their jollof rice. If you guessed Nigeria, you were correct. If you guessed Ghana, you were also correct. All right, so we're almost getting to the end of the food trivia. The final question on our food trivia: what kind of pastry is used for the croissant? Know the croissant, the French pastry. What kind of pastry is used in the croissant? If you know the answer, let us know in the comment section. What kind of pastry is used for the croissant? What kind of pastry is used for the croissant? There is a kind of pastry used for the croissant. What is it called? If you guessed puff pastry, you were correct. Puff pastry is used in croissant. Use puff pastry in croissant. So, if you guessed puff pastry, you were correct. Alright, lashes done. And this look is ready. I'm just using my hand to secure it wherever I think needs to be secured. And I think I am done with my lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one. Which country is famous for croissant? Let me know in the comment. Which country is famous for croissant? Let me know. Let me know in the comment, guys. Let me know. Alright, guys. Lashes are done. Just adjusting this. Alright. Our lashes are done and ready. I'm gonna finish off this look, spray, and then we can round this up. So the last question for our food trivia, what is a very important ingredient in guacamole? What is like a very important ingredient in guacamole? When you hear guacamole, what do you think of? What fruits, what plants do you think of when you talk about guacamole? If you answered avocado, you were right. Avocado is the main ingredient in guacamole. Guacamole is like a dip. You can use it to have like chips and stuff. So yeah, guacamole is made with avocados. It's made with avocados, onions, and different things in it, but you have to have avocado in your guacamole. That's what makes it guacamole, the avocados. So if you answered avocado, you were correct. It's a staple in guacamole. All right, we're done with our food trivia and we're down to the last trivia. Good job, guys. I learned so much. I hope you were able to learn a lot from this life, from makeup to food to general stuff, different stuff, right? So to countries, different things. So I hope you learned something from this trivia. Our last and final trivia is another makeup trivia. So what is this called? What is this egg-shaped thing? What is it called? If you guessed beauty blender, you were correct. It is a beauty blender and it is used for your makeup application. It can be used to apply your foundation. It can be used to apply your blush. It is a very versatile product. You can use it in many ways. So yeah, it is a beauty blender. Good job if you guessed it correctly. So the one size product, the one size product, who is the founder of One Size? Who is the founder of One Size, guys? And this product can be found in Sephora. Who is the founder of One Size? Let me know in the comment section. It's a makeup brand, and they have from setting powders to setting sprays to glosses, different things. So who is the founder of One Size? Drum roll, guys. The founder of One Size is Patrick Starr. So Patrick Starr's One Size. Good job, guys. Who is the founder of Fenty Beauty? If you know, let me hear it in the comment section. Let me see, guys. Type it, guys. Type. The founder of Fenty is our very own Rihanna. Good job, guys. This has been fun. I've learned a lot. And what foundation is best for oily skin? What foundation is best for oily skin? If someone has oily skin, what foundation do you usually recommend for the person? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments. Type it in the comments. What foundation is recommended for oily skin people? Do you recommend a luminous foundation, or do you recommend a matte foundation? A matte foundation is the answer, guys. A matte foundation is for oily skin, and a luminous foundation is best for dry skin. So normal skin can use either one. You can use the matte, or you can use the luminous foundation. But oily skin is advised to use matte foundation, while dry skin is advised to use a luminous foundation. So the matte foundation is the foundation that is made to appear dry and without shine, which is perfect for oily skin people, whereas the luminous foundation has a lot of shine in it and is suitable for those who have dry skin. It boosts the glow on dry skin, so it is perfect for dry skin. So if you guessed matte, you were correct. Good job, guys. And our final question to end this live: what does BB stand for? BB cream, what does it stand for? What does BB cream? You've probably heard of BB cream in the makeup world. What does BB cream stand for in a makeup world? In the makeup world, what does it mean? What does it mean, guys? What does BB cream stand for? So if you guessed blemish balm, you were right. The BB stands for blemish balm. If you guessed beauty balm, you were also correct. So thank you, guys. You guys are so smart. Thank you so much for being on this live. I hope this trivia really taught you a lot, because I personally learned a lot. So I will be spraying my face, and then I will be finishing this look. The spray is the last, and this is a setting spray. We spray this, and then when we're done with every single thing, when we've set the face, we use a finishing spray last. A finishing spray is the only one we use at the end. The setting spray can be used in between the makeup, but you don't use your finishing spray for that. And the name finish is supposed to be used at the end. So guys, I hope you learned a lot because I did. So I'm just touching my powder again with my brush because I will be spraying and setting my face. Alrighty. I'm getting this dry. Just gonna grab my fan. I'm gonna be doing this. So I usually would wear like lip gloss, but today I'm gonna roll with the matte lipstick. So today we're matte. Today we're wearing the matte lipstick look. So I'm just gonna dry this all off, and then I will spray another layer, which will be the finishing spray. And then this makeup look will be good, it will be done. And there you have it, orange makeup look. The orange was in my eyeshadow, in my blush, and my lipstick. So I hope I got a 10 over 10, because I know I ate with this look, guys. I ate. Anyways, this look will be up on my channel, so you can go back to it and refer to it to learn one thing or two from the video, from how I created the eyeshadow to the blush to the lipstick. You don't want to miss how I created this lipstick, because I don't have an orange lipstick, so I had to create my orange lipstick. So this is gonna be a hack for the girlies, because sometimes you might not have the shade that you want to wear and you just have to create it, right? So this was that moment when I had to create what wasn't there. So you might want to catch up on this video. So it's gonna be posted on my channel. You can also go through my channel and see the other monochromatic looks I have done. I've been doing monochromatic looks. I have done purple, I have done red, and I'm pretty sure I've done pink. So I am still creating a lot of colors. So I will be doing some more. So go to my channel and grab a popcorn, sit down, watch, and learn something about makeup. Grab your brush, grab your makeup kit, and learn from my channel, guys. So this is the final look up close. I'm just gonna This is the final look up close. This was like a very matte eyeshadow, matte lipstick kind of thing. And then the blush. So it's glowing, it's super glowy. I love to wear like glowy makeup. I love my makeup being hydrating, so that is why you're seeing all the glow. I ended up applying a bronzer to my cheeks, so that is why where the light hits is really bright and is really glowing. It's because I applied my highlighter. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Give my video a thumbs up, share my videos, like, comment, turn on your notification bell so you can be notified when I post my videos. Thank you for watching, and I will be back tomorrow with another monochromatic look. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.